So, Wild's finally coming out. Does it feel like a long wait for you, or?
It feels like it's finally coming out. Like it's been a long time coming. You know, the music's been done. Well, some of it's been done for like a year and a bit now, and yeah. I mean, then again, the final song was only mastered like maybe 3 months ago. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like finally here, but at the same time, it's really crept up on me. But yeah.
And how many songs do you think you wrote?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably definitely upwards of like 60.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I just love writing, so yeah. I'm happy to write. I could write all day, every day for the rest of my life. If I could. But yeah, it was just, you know, it takes a lot of like exploring and figuring out, you know, allowing yourself to try things. Often it ends terribly, but sometimes it ends well, and then, you know, that's the ones that, those are the ones that you keep.
And what happens to the other, you know, what, 54 songs?
Like bury them and just hope that I never make like an A&R person angry, because they could leak just the craziest shit. It would be like my worst nightmare. So I mean, they're probably not that bad. It's just like I just, you know, I don't know. I just like some of them and don't like some of them.
Did you kind of chuck them out because they had a sentiment that you kind of went, oh, that's not right, or?
I think it's just like, writing a good song is like, to me, a million little victories, you know, like getting a cool, you know, beat to start the song off with, and then, you know, finding the right chords, and then finding the right story to tell, and then every word is like, you know, is there a cooler way or a more interesting way that I can say this? Is this, you know, like accurately saying what I want to say? And so yeah, as you start like getting more and more of those right, you start to get more and more excited, and then, you know, once you've nailed like a verse and a chorus, you're pretty much sweet, you know, finding the bridge is like the next step, and then you're done, you know. So there's just so many points where it can either go right or wrong, and it, you know, if it goes right enough, then it's good, and if it goes wrong, then you just kind of chuck it away. And I used to get super stressed. I used to get like really anxious when I left the studio after writing a song that I wasn't that happy with, but slowly but surely I learned kind of the process, and that it's 100%, you know, part of it is having to throw something away that you've tried, you've learned that it, you know, didn't end up working out, and just waiting until you have however many, you know, amazing moments that you feel like, yep, we nailed it today. You just wait till that happens like 12 times and you got an album. So.
And when you're talking to your fans via YouTube, it seems like quite, you know, verbal diarrhea. It's just like whatever you want to say that day. Mm-hmm. Do you kind of try to keep the music as a little bit more considered, and this is going to reflect who I am forever? How do you make that distinction between, you know, as far as I'm concerned, they're both around forever? Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, the music is definitely, you know, more considered. I think a lot of people probably would expect that I'm like a very, very public person, because I am in some respects, but at the same time, I feel like I don't really talk about, you know, to me, the stuff that actually matters, you know, which is like family and relationships and stuff like that. But then, you know, then I talk in the music about that, just because I feel like music is, you know, up for interpretation and cryptic enough that I don't feel like I'm telling everyone all my secrets, but at the same time, I like completely am, and it's super therapeutic, you know. So just kind of like different purposes, you know. I guess both are going to live forever, but I don't know, you know, I don't feel like, I don't watch a YouTube video, you know, 500 times, but I'll listen to an album 500 times, you know.
At the moment, YouTube is how you connect with your fans. Soon you're going to be actually meeting them face to face. Do you ever consider that YouTube might be too much, something that you leave behind, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think so. I think, I started posting YouTube videos when I was 12, and the type of videos that I post has been changing so much since I started posting. So first it was like random cover songs, you know, like that I would try and find a shitty karaoke track off of YouTube and then just, you know, sing over it. And then, you know, it's just constantly evolving and changing. And then I started getting into vlogs, and then I tried like comedy skits for a while. And then, you know, and now it's like a little bit more kind of behind the scenes content of the music stuff, and it's just like it's not a particular style of video that I'm making. It's just a way to connect, the same way as like, you know, I use Twitter or Snapchat or Instagram or whatever, you know. It's not like it's not one thing. It's just a way to talk. And so I think it will keep changing, but I think it'll hopefully forever be there. You know.
And now that you're kind of putting a live show together, and you're going to be out there and feeding off the crowd.
Yep.
Does it seem a bit unreal that, you know, is it hard to imagine those people actually existing when they're only online?
Well, yeah, because like 150 views on a video is like nothing, well, to me, but 150 people in a room is like the scariest shit that I've ever seen, you know?
Yeah, so, you must be terrified.
Yeah, no, it's very, very different, and I think very, very humbling, you know, to see actual faces in a room. It's the same as like, you know, anytime I've gone to like an event and done a meet and greet or whatever, you know, it's not just numbers on a screen, it's like real people with real stories, and some of them have been watching me for like 7 years or whatever, and yeah, it's overwhelming, but I think it's something that's good to be reminded of, because otherwise you just see like a number on a screen and kind of get a little desensitized to what that actually means.
Yeah, it must be difficult because, you know, a lot of artists go through a career kind of looking at quite tangible results along the way to the stepping stone, whereas you said it's the proof of your success is so far kind of online and numbers on a screen. Yeah. And it must be kind of quite exciting to know that that's going to kind of translate into something visible and tactile.
That's the thing, is that, you know, last year so I've been a musician like always, you know, I've been singing since as long as I can remember basically, but you know, and then I started getting into the YouTube and started building this connection on, sure, the music, but also just on like a kind of personal level with the audience, and I wasn't sure last year if that was going to translate into music sales, and I think we were all I was really excited when I saw that it did, just because you know, now that I've got this connection, it's time to kind of like use it for what I believe I've always, you know, wanted to use it for, which is to make hopefully good music.
And what's the thing that you're most excited about in relation to the album kind of release experience?
I think I'm excited. I've got like a listening session with some fans later today, and I'd feel really awkward if they knew that I was in the room watching them, but I kind of want to like peek through a curtain and watch them listen, you know. I think that's going to be really rewarding. And then I think as well with the live stuff, I think I'm going to be like a wreck. The second anyone sings back a lyric that I've written, as soon as the crowd sings it back to me, I get like emotional at concerts that I have nothing to do with. So when it's my own, I think it's just going to be a bit embarrassing for the first show, or maybe two. And then once I get a little more like cool about it, then I'll start inviting people.
You can call it Bloodfest 2016.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it's going to be. So,
I mean, you're going to reach out a bunch of people who probably wouldn't know who you are because they've never been online or don't watch South African films.
Right. That's definitely the goal, is to try and you know, I want to meet someone who's never ever seen one of my YouTube videos or you know, anything like that, and I want to, you know, show them the music and see if, you know, if they like it, you know, and so that's kind of the moment that I've been waiting for, is for strangers to hear the music, maybe on the radio or maybe, I don't know, through a friend or whatever, and just kind of see the reaction. But so far it's been really incredible to, I don't know, to just, you know, even the press that I've been talking to, because they're the only people who've heard the music, they all seem to be pretty into it and excited. So
was that the idea behind having the Blue Neighbourhood series rolling out, that it is a good introduction to who you are without having to kind of, you know, educate people on the YouTube background or your work as an actor and things like that? Or was it kind of just a very ambitious filmmaking exercise?
I mean, now that I think about it, it is going to be, I guess, a good introductory piece. It wasn't necessarily the intention, though. I think for me the intention, you know, the story of the trilogy is definitely a story that's been told before, especially within the LGBTQ community. You know, it's nothing new, but it's the wider audience that I want to reach. That you know, it's an issue. It tackles an issue that's still happening, and so I think it's still something that needs to be talked about. And yes, I guess the main purpose was for me reaching people who, like reaching LGBTQ people is cool, but I want to reach the people that surround them and show them that, you know, their reactions and their support and their love can completely change someone's life. And so, you know, like it did for me, my coming out experience was like the dream. It was like the ideal experience of just complete love and acceptance, and to see it be the thing that ends other people's lives is heartbreaking and frustrating. So
the first time I heard Fools was with the video, and in my mind it was quite a depressing song. And then when I listened to it without the video, I was like, it kind of sounds almost upbeat.
Yeah, no, it's like an upbeat. I mean, I don't really like an upbeat Troye songs. I don't know what that sounds like even, but if there was one, I guess it would be Fools. And it's like the writing session for that one, I said to Count Bounce, who was the producer on it, I was like, play the most heartbreaking chords that you can think of, and that's ended up being the upbeat song. So yeah, it kind of gives people a vibe for the whole project.
And do you kind of see them as like dance floor friendly tracks? Like, can you imagine?
Not really. I think it's going to be. I'm really excited about remixes. I love getting remixes. I think. I don't know. It's just cool to hear someone.
Who's on your wish list? Who would you like to see remix stuff?
I mean, I guess the ultimate dream right now would be someone like Flume or Hermitude or Dessa or someone like that. To give it like just that really kind of future sound. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a song on Zed's album called Paper Cut, and so I'd love to see him do a remix of something. That'd be really cool. He owes me one. So.